enough to handle such a sequence quite easily, straightforward, no memory, no repetition, no secrets as of engineering, and every experienced four-way competitor will be able to perform nicely and easily, and there will be no major differences with the scores eventually, unless there is a meltdown or anything like this. And at least it happened in the female category here already. NFDO and Fly Like a Girl neutralized themselves in round 9, both with 19 points in time, and which makes it really exciting now moving forward, because we will see a real showdown in round 10. 2 points is not much, and the sequence for round 10 is a little bit faster too. We have JQ 6 and a 13, so 2 random formations, fast ones, block 6, everybody knows it, and block 13. There's much more potential for any changes and different scores in round 10 than it was in round 9. 2 points in 4 women is not much at all. So round 10 will bring a really nice little showdown between NFDO and Fly Like a Girl for the UK top position and the second place in 4 women, because Golden Knights on a different planet, on their own, and they're coming next. We can look at the Golden Knights now. They are finishing off the video review of round 9 in 4 women, and there is no doubt that they will post the top score in 4 women, and we will only be looking at the open class leaderboard later again to see where they're standing in comparison with the open class top teams. Golden Knights in action, there they are now, so they have matched the other scores in female already, and now comes the additional scoring with the remaining working time, and it finishes with 23. Golden Knights, 23 points in 4 women. We keep that for later, and we are moving now to the open class competition. See what's going on there. I can tell you by now that the difference between the 6 teams, high score, lowest score, is less than it was before, but there are differences, and it's a difference of actually it's 2 points only, so not that much, but it changes a few of the standings. So let's look at the videos and begin. I think Thunder is first. Thunder won round 8 over Sport Lotto, and it is nice to follow a competition actually round by round through how it goes back and forth. With a complete final leaderboard, you don't really see much of that, but round by round it's quite exciting to see how they're exchanging blows and high scores and so forth. And here's Thunder. They came from behind, were down by quite a few, lost round 7 by 4 points, but then had a strong comeback in round 8 with taking back 2 points over Sport Lotto, and here they are with round 9, the slow sequence. It's a good round for Thunder, ISR, and no point deductions, no nothing, good flow of the sequence, and we're finishing with 22 points in time, which is very close to the 23rd point, because that's a random transition, a quick transition. So they were very close to the 23rd point, and now we see how Sport Lotto is going to deal with that. Thunder had 22, Sport Lotto is 2 points, 1 point ahead of Thunder after round 8. So here we go, let's look at Sport Lotto, came from Russia. 1 point ahead of Thunder in this race for the top amateur position, if you can say so. It's a made-up title that doesn't really exist, but it gives some credit to the teams who are not pros in the sport, who are having normal jobs and they're spending their time and money to compete, train and compete in 4-way. Now here is Sport Lotto. We're coming towards the end of the working time. Let's see, 23. 22 is the finish of the block, 23 the beginning of the next block, and they have it. So they cannot complete block 21, but they have their 23 points in time adding 1 point to the over Thunder in the lead, so now it's a 2-point difference between Thunder and Sport Lotto, and round 10 will also bring the final conclusion to this battle. Now we're going to the next level, which is the kind of the internal French competition between Gavroche and WMB Lille. There they are starting. Lille was actually 1 point. They were 1 point ahead of Gavroche after round 7, and this internal French race has gone back and forth between those two teams, sharing the leads and being tied now after round 8. Let's see what round 9 is bringing to them. We have a 23-pointer already on the scoreboard by Thunder, and sorry, a 22-pointer and Sport Lotto. So the French team, the first French team, stays behind the Sport Lotto and the Thunder with 21 points. And Gavroche is next. Again, Lille was 1 point ahead, and Lille was actually, on my guess, would be not in the first 3 places, and Gavroche was my guess for the 3rd place. Now let's see what's happening here. Oh, they lost the point already right at the beginning. I didn't see what happened. It's unusual kind of for the experienced guys in such a sequence to lose any points to penalties, because it's a quite forward sequence, and only slow motion or more reviews would actually show more clearly what was going on. So we're getting towards the end of the working time here. There's the 19, the 20 will be completed, the 20, there's the 22, so they did not get the 23rd point. Oh, there was a penalty. So the penalty, they completed actually 23 points like Sport Lotto in working time, 1 point deduction to a 22, and Gavroche has caught up now with WMB Lille. They're tied again after round 9 in 3rd place. So that is a good race, and round 10 will eventually break that tie, or the teams will go into a jump-off. That's for 3rd place. There's money, prize money for the 3rd place, so tied teams will go into a jump-off. Here's STC Rhythm XP. 2nd place without too much trouble so far, have maintained this from the beginning to the end so far. Round 9, again, 23 is the high score so far. By the way, it's the high score so far including the Golden Knights. The Golden Knights had a 23-pointer in this slow sequence, and Sport Lotto and Gavroche, no, not Gavroche, only Sport Lotto matched the high score, and there's SDC Rhythm with a 23-pointer. So very good score for the Golden Knights. Once again, they usually have ended up behind Rhythm in the US duels. We had 2 of those, an indoor and outdoor competition at Paraclete and in the land just a few weeks ago, and the Rhythm was clearly ahead of Golden Knights, and they still are, but the Golden Knights are managing to tie around here and there, and there's one of them, 23 points for Rhythm and 23 points for the Golden Knights. And here comes NMP, PCH, Hayabusa. Let's see if they can beat the 23. 23, the high score so far. Once again, difficult to win a lot of points because and lose a point, but Hayabusa lost one there because it's a slow sequence which keeps the field usually closer together than at other sequences, and Hayabusa is pretty much on the same. They're a little faster than the other teams as usual, and they're ending up with 25 points. So they went to the beginning of the next block. We just saw the completion of it, but they lost 1 point in the judging room, and ending up still with a high score of 24 points. Hayabusa once again, they've scored the high score for all rounds, and I think there was one or two rounds where another team was tying it. Yes, Rhythm was able to tie Hayabusa's 24 points in round 2 once. And then there was one more occasion, I believe, but I could be wrong, where another team, no, I don't see it. So the Rhythm was actually the only team in the whole competition who were able to keep up with the Belgian world champions in one round. Now I want to point it out again, because the Golden Knights have to get this attention. They are in their own league in 4-way women, and they tied the second place score in the open class once again in this round. So we can see that the French team, who are the reigning world champions at the moment, they have somebody who is knocking on the door and are eager to and ready to give him a great competition next time when the World Meet comes around, which is in 2016. So we're waiting for all scores in round 10. All scores are posted except the top 6 teams, and that'll be the final word at the World Challenge 2015. And we'll come back and then try to get as many winners as possible on camera, and we'll be back with an update later on too. Thank you, and I'll see you later.
Especially for you, I wanna let you know what I was going through. All the time we were apart, I thought of you. You were in my heart, my love never changed. I still feel the same.
Especially for you, I wanna tell you I was feeling that way too. And if dreams were wings, I would have flown to you, to be where you are.
Maybe we should.
Maybe we should, yeah. It's much more fun than
Okay, let's tell the story. Let's tell the story.
Who's telling the story? You telling the story or shall I tell the story?
Long ago, once upon a time,
when Ray was
there
a baby skydiver.
Ray and myself, we had a little date
On the grass of the land.
on the grass of the land. What happened on the green grass of the land?
Beautiful, smooth, green grass. We'd been coached, I think it was probably the first year of Kaizen.
Kaizen is coming.
And I was landing my canopy, and Kurt and his team, I don't know who it was, the team you were part of.
Probably
anyway.
I was.
We're minding our own business on the corner of a landing area, and I decided to land and take Kurt out. But in fairness,
A good target.
Exactly, it was a great target. He didn't know what was coming, but I let him land on me. And then we were both on the next lift, and Kurt just left me there with my canopy entangled on top of him. It was great.
All of a sudden, I'm standing, pick up my canopy, and all of a sudden, I'm in the lap of a beautiful young lady. Oh, hello.
That's about right.
And she knew that I'm a soccer player, so I know how to deal with tackle.
Very well.
We'll never forget about that. That's probably 10 years ago, maybe 10 years ago.
Good
Fun.
10.
Yeah.
All right, NFTO, a new name. So the first question, of course, I could have emailed and asked about it, but I have not yet. But what's behind NFTO?
NFTO is one of our sponsors, not for the Aussie. They're a clothing company. They also sponsor a pro cycling team, one of the top pro cycling teams in the UK, and they also sponsor us. They decided they want to branch out in their sponsorship instead of just cycling. they wanted something exciting as well with
Nice.
us. So with our girls team, the cycling is a all male team. Then next behind Team Sky in the British top leagues of cycling, and then with girls skydiving.
So we will find that now on a regular basis on the mainstream media probably pretty soon. Now that the NFTO team is performing for NFTO. Good. Well, congratulations. Great. Good for you.
Thank
So
you.
that will allow you to make 1,000 jumps this year and 100, right? Everybody on a salary and everybody on.
That's not. We're not as well salaried, not as salaried like the bike team, but they've given us extra support there and they're able to increase our jump numbers a little bit this year. But we're tied down a little bit with diaries because we've been a line-up change quite late, relatively late into the season. But we've been making the best of what we got for the diaries and squeezing every jumping day possible.
I guess we've, because we came together so late, it was end of January when we managed to put the team together. Some of us had other commitments with other teams, so it became an issue of diaries to fit together for us to actually get training in, tunnel in, that sort of thing. So so we've got a couple of hours of tunnel with us together so far, which is great. It's allowed us to see the different flying because of course we're from two teams, so we've got Kaizen and ISIS, so we have slightly different flying skills.
Kaizen in the middle.
Kaizen in the middle.
Outside.
And don't forget forward running.
So we've had a couple of hours enough just to see how we fly a lot of the blocks differently, but yeah, it's
We're putting it together, right?
it's feeling like a really good team at the beginning. So
That's good. I mean, we still don't know yet the outcome of this competition. You don't know either. Nobody
I
knows.
don't know whether we've got a jump off or not.
Yeah, exactly.
that's why we've got no
Can you
beer.
tell us?
It's a 2-point situation.
Yeah.
So, in fact, you won the second day so far, right? By 2 points.
Yeah.
So you're trying to catch up for that one. What happened in that one round?
It's two teams coming together with two different styles of working. So you just
I
have,
see.
we have two different mindsets for when things break down, and we're just working through things, I think, because we've just come together.
But it's a great learning experience for our first competition
I
together. We've really come on a lot together. Haven't we?
Yeah, I think you're always going to have issues when you have team members flying different styles, and then also we're not piece partners, so it would be a lot easier if ISIS was one piece partner, Kaizen was the other piece partner. Instead, we're split, so it takes a bit of time just to work out which is the best flying fit for us. And unfortunately on that round it was one of the blocks that we fly completely different. So it was going to be a high
I hope you're gonna
possibility.
see it. I
So.
think the videos are actually ready. I think we are. No, we don't have that video.
I don't want to see that part.
We don't want to see that.
You don't want to see that.
It was a good possibility that there was going to be issues, and issues happened. So
But we learned from it, and we're going to learn from it going forward. So that's the entire point of the competition.
it's better to do it now at the beginning of the season than the world meet.
Better now than nationals or world meets, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're always philosophical about this learning curve.
So how does it feel for everybody now compared to the ISIS, compared to the Kaizen experience? Do you feel like you're already making progress compared to your previous teams?
Yeah.
What is the plan for the year?
To jump as much as we can.
Which will be like 100 or 500 or what?
Somewhere in between.
350.
Yeah.
If the weather is kind, it's
Yeah.
350, 360. I think that should be what we're getting in.
It's difficult.
Next
for
weekend
us.
is our first weekend.
Yeah. We've all got full-time jobs, so we need to try and make sure that we jump as much as we can. Don't we?
I think it doesn't help as well. I'm on an 8-way team, so I've joined microclimate, so that takes off some of my availability as well. So
So microclimate continues and once
yeah,
you're
microclimate's going to
again.
continue. There's a lot of Brit chicks on microclimate now. There's 5 girls and 3 guys, so it's going to be an interesting mix.
It will be.
Did you have in 4-way? Did you have different coaching too? So that's where the technical differences
Yeah.
may come
Yeah.
from.
Yeah.
Who was coaching who? Who was working with ISIS?
So we had obviously Sarah Smith initially,
Okay.
and then because she's been more having her stay in the USA more, then we've had bits and bobs of everything really
Yes,
in the
yeah.
second half of
Yeah.
the season. It's been a real
When you had
mixture.
Joey at
Yeah,
one
Joey-
point coaching you
Joey
last year,
and then
so-
Sparky joined us for the latter half of the season.
And a little bit of Roy as well.
A bit of Roy in there, all sorts. And then now this season, obviously, then last year you had most of these Pete.
Pete,
didn't
yeah,
you?
I mean we've had Pete for the last 2 years.
Right, you-
Steve.
coaching Kaizen, so
So what now? Will you try to bring some more consistency?
Yes.
into that? So,
Yeah, I mean,
have you decided yet?
Yeah.
We've been quite stuck because we've done it last minute. Most of the teams and coaches have already taken all the hours, so we've managed to get Gary and Steve to help us. So we'll have a bit of both of them just to fit into our calendar. So
Okay. No,
And a
sounds good.
tiny bit of Pete, I think, is in there as
Yeah.
well.
Tiny bit of-
yeah, we can't get rid of
We can't get rid of us.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
he tries.
In
but
fact,
he
I
can't.
just jumped with him at the Hurricane
Oh,
Outer.
really?
Show.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
It's very fun, yeah. Oh, what a
Did he show you
soul,
up,
what a calm
Kurt?
soul.
Did he show you up, Kurt?
Show me up?
Yeah. Or are you teaching him?
You know, his personality is contagious. So, you know, it gets to you somehow. And then Shannon was
No, well,
Oh,
Shannon is
brilliant.
lineup, so
Yeah,
Shannon
yeah,
and
yeah.
Pete together, it's like,
Brilliant.
you know, all of a sudden you feel like everything calms.
Yeah.
You know, everything is quiet around you. Yeah, it was great. So good to hear that you have Pete, you know, a little bit of Pete too.
Yeah.
I don't know if we have the videos available. If so, let's look at. I think we have. Yeah, there we go. So we have the last 3 rounds
Okay.
actually, and so you can recall and comment a little bit.
This
We
is
have-
Fly Like a Girl. We haven't seen these guys.
Yeah, so take a look. That is
Great.
their round 6,
Seven.
and you will
I mean,
be
these
next
are- this
with
is
the
a-
same round.
This is a team with 2 world champions on it and some
Yeah.
very good flyers, and they know each other quite well, and they're doing a really good job actually.
Yeah.
The
They have
round was
also
really
the
good.
fast engineering of the random sequence.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the other one is
They took the long L, and I think that we haven't
Straight
trained
L,
that
yeah.
yet.
Yeah, so we didn't sort of.
We haven't
count
trained
that
that yet.
We're going to count that tomorrow. We're training tomorrow.
Yeah, of course.
We're back in
And
tomorrow
I
with
think
the race.
definitely the engineering was probably a little bit better
Yeah.
than what we could put together at the time.
So I think we got the same, didn't we, on that
Yeah.
jump three?
But
we got
that was already second day. So the second day was your day. Well, now they're showing round 8. What is it? No, that's you will be next. 2 penalties on that. I didn't see
Yeah.
that. Okay, so now here's your round 7, and it's a part of the second day. So you either tied or won the rounds, and this is a winning round for you.
Yeah,
It's where you begin to
come back into our room.
cut,
Yeah.
cut into the and that's the other engineering where
Yes.
Yeah, we chose a different
We
end.
chose straight up engineering pretty much.
For confidence, so we
Yeah.
turn harder when we're more confident on. So.
We still had some glitches in it. It was a very clunky dive.
It felt
You know-
a lot smoother walking it
Yeah,
than it
yeah, it
was
is actually
actually
flying.
flying it. So, and I think a lot of teams found that going through the sequences that everyone
Everyone's
felt
felt
it was going to be a
clunky
quicker dive, but
Oh,
It's
so
very
close.
nice.
I told you, it's so close, isn't it?
So then
Almost
it
23.
would have been only 1 point. now.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely.
Well, let's continue and go into round 8. 8 was still a faster sequence, right?
Yeah.
14 C20. Let's see what the world champions are. Who's in the lineup? Sparky and
Sparky
and
Liz?
Nutty, yeah.
And who else? Sparky?
Laura,
Laura James
Laura. Okay.
and
Kate
Kate Lindsley.
Okay. So that's a good lineup too. Nice pickup team. We still have a lot of, a lot of is exaggerated, but quite a few UK top competitors on the female and which are not in the meet.
No,
actually.
yeah,
That's
exactly.
really impressive.
We've got
that-
lots of female competitors. You've got Tan, who's doing co-motion, taking on a couple of like free flyers with Killer. Which is yeah, and I think quite a few of them around.
20 for this, and you beat them again on this one, 21 pointer, which is coming next. Tell us a little bit about that once it's
This is a
running.
nice round, yeah.
There we go, NFTO.
it felt a very smooth round. Just going in through the randoms was quite a quick, comfortable
Yeah.
moves in there.
14. So you like that round?
Yeah.
It was
Yeah,
good.
that was
Yeah.
yeah. We came out the tunnel with big smiles on it. Just
We
felt
did, yeah.
really smooth.
No
Builds,
funk, it was nice and
no memory, nothing. So.
yeah. We're getting used to each other as we're
It looks
saying.
very
so-
nice and clean, no doubt. I think I know it's a nice feeling when you come out. Oh,
Oh,
there was,
yeah.
yeah, I saw that
Yeah.
actually.
What was that? Incomplete.
There was a,
That was
Was
to
it
the
the
sea.
sea?
Oh, you-
Yeah, it was to the
you
sea.
didn't know you had a penalty in there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
no.
Well, we just found out when
Yeah.
we watched the
So
video.
you lost, it
2
could be
minutes ago.
tied now.
Yeah, Kurt's making as much of this as we can. It's science.
Alright, and here
I don't know
comes.
what Paul thinks.
Next is round 9, and that is a slow round. So we kind of thought not much would change probably in round 9.
No,
It's
yeah,
difficult to get from 19 to 20.
Yeah.
Theirs looked very good as well, actually.
And it's